Your turn, Yugi boy. What is up, guys? This is Linthio, coming at you with a deck profile of my Spirit Artifacts. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it. This is the first build that I had. Well, this is the tested build. I've been testing a couple of times. And this is, what I mean is this is the first kind of like variant I put together, just because I love spirits, and we all know that. So without further ado, we'll get into it. So we have the 3 moral attack. Just make sure my focusing is okay. 3 moral attack. Great card, really good fun. Just all the popping that it can do is just crazy. The 1 Scythe, I really like Scythe main decked because it just puts your opponent in such an awkward situation. You play this card at the right time and you completely screw them. Like, I just love playing this card against, you know, those big decks. Like, Mermals can sometimes struggle against this, but, you know, rogue decks it really does struggle against, and I just think it's just such a great card to have. Definitely a 1, because you don't need any more, because you can just get it out of the grave with Calling the Haunted. Then we have the 1 Terious. This is a bit of an interesting one. I don't really know if I want to play it or not, but every time I think of cutting it, it's actually really useful. What I really like about it is the 2/4 defense. It's quite nice and big, so it can stop my opponent in their tracks. But if you play this correctly, you can actually plus really nicely off it. Especially if you kind of do like Sanctum in their, like, you know, standby phase or draw phase or whatever, and then you can start going off and making your play. So this is a really interesting card. And then just the 1 big ol' tech, because I know a lot of people have been playing 2, and I don't see it. I don't like it. I really tested 2, and it just got really annoying, and I didn't actually like it at 2. At 1, I feel is a really, really good number. So it's been working out perfect for me at 1. So I really like it at that. We then have the 1 Honest, because I play lights. And then going into the Spirit Engine, I have 2 Aratama. Only 2, just because I don't play like as many spirits, obviously, as a normal build. And then to complement that, we have the 2 Nikotama. So 2 and 2 ratio, which works really nicely in my opinion. And I can always, you know, grab from the grave if I need to be with the Izami. So the 1 Ryatsu, card's just so good. And to complement that, I have the 1 Yaksha as well. These 2 are kind of like my favourite spirits. I really love them. They put in so much work. It is untrue. And I just really love them. So those will kind of never go from any spirit deck I ever do. And they're good at 1. And then, as I said, the 1 Izami for kind of just ditching anything dead that I don't want. Also combos with the artifacts if I want them in my grave for Call Haunted or anything like that. So it works out really nicely, and it's a great addition. We then have the 2 Herald of Orange, because I play fairies, and this card just wrecks people on their first turn. And the neg that you get from it is not too bad if you can actually play it at the precise moment in time. For example, if people are going into Dragosack, they're obviously using a fair bit of resources to go into it. When they activate that effect, you just absolutely muller it. And then for the monsters, 18 monsters in total, we have the 2 Maxi, because Maxi is a great card this format, in my opinion. And it's just really useful. It stops people dead in the tracks. At worst, it's kind of like an even. It's just, you know, you ditch it to get that draw. And worst case, it can just, you know, end at that. Going on to the spells, we play 9. It's 3 Pot of Duality, because Pot of Duality is an amazing card in this deck. Just anything with artifacts and Pot of Duality is just really good, because you can just wait until your opponent's turn. In fact, you want to wait until your opponent's turn. And the benefit of that is just being able to deck thin so much, and especially with the spirits, you can go with Aratama and just completely deck thin as well. So Pot of Duality, a really strong card in this deck, and I really love seeing it, because even if I see it late game, it's not a bad thing. Then we have the 3 Artifact Ignition, one of the new cards, and this card is just so fucking good. Like, the plays you can make off this by either destroying your opponent's cards or just destroying yours for the pluses is just mad. And I feel that this is one of the best cards in the Artifacts bar Sanctum. And yeah, they're absolutely amazing, and I love them so, so much. Then we have the 2 Double Cyclone. I only play 2 because I feel 3 is cloggy. I have tested multiple numbers, and I feel 2 is quite a nice number. If you do play more artifacts, then 3 can work if you so wish. But heed warning, if you do go up against someone like Light Swans or anything like that that doesn't have a heavy back row, these are kind of dead. So you really want to just be very, very cautious as to what you're playing against and how to play against them. And then finally the 1 Book of Moon, because it's a really great card. Then going into the traps, we have the 3 Artifact Sanctum. Card is absolutely broken. It's not broken. It's absolutely amazing. The fact that you can, if they go to MST, you can activate it and get both effects off because it's technically still being destroyed. You can special summon that Scythe just to stop them from playing. Special summon to pop. It's just so good. Like, it instills fear in people's hearts, that card. Then we have the 2 Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill is a very good card this format. It's overtaken Fiendish Chain in people's preference, and just because there's artifacts running around, so that's why. Card is really good, and I've always kind of ranted and raved about that card, how good it is, so I'm glad that I can finally properly play it in a format that it deserves. Then the 2 Call Haunted, because they work perfectly with the artifacts, and you play them right, you plus like a boss. And then just the one-offs, we have the 1 Solemn Warning, because it's still an amazing card. The 1 Bottomless, because it's an amazing card. The 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device, because catching people off guard with this leaves you in a very nice spot and leaves them in a very vulnerable spot as well. The 1 Mirror Force, I'm a little bit and ahhing about this, but I've left it in there because it's been working well. It works better against the rogue decks as opposed to like kind of big meta ones, so whether or not I'm going to keep it in, I'm not entirely sure yet. The 1 Torrential Tribute, because this works against basically every deck. It's just such a versatile, great card. And then the final one, as a tech for now, is the 1 Vanity's Emptiness. Now, as I said, there's a lot of special summoning in this format, and the reason I don't play 2 is because I don't feel it's as warranted in this deck as other decks. And I just feel that having 1 Vanity's Emptiness is just a really nice card just to fall back on if I need it. And that's basically why I play it. So then going into the Xjet, we have the 1 Durandal, because this card is just really useful. You only play 1, even in like a big artifact build. And it's, you know, a good card. It's definitely got good effects. And if you're going against someone who has kind of like a heavy combo deck, and they're setting up the hand, for example, you can kind of ditch it if you so wish. But I don't normally use the shuffle cards back into the deck kind of effect that much. We then have the 1 Terious, because Terious is really, really good and a great card against the mirror match. The 1 Pleiades, because Pleiades is just amazing. Like, the fact you can just bounce anything, just so fucking useful. We then have the 1 Volksaurus. Volksaurus is just such a game winner in my opinion. Like, the card is just so amazing. And the fact that you can just really push your opponent's shit in with this card and then going into Gaia is just absolutely amazing in my opinion. And that's why he's there, because he's just such an easy like OTK tool. We then have the 1 Shark Fortress, because I like OTKs. This card just inflicts so much damage on board. The 1 M7, because I play Pleiades. That was the card I was looking for. Pleiades. And M7 is just useful. Like, more often than not, I don't get his effect off, but that extra 200 attack, very useful. Then, because I play rank 5s, I have the Gaia, just standard 1 Gaia. If I kind of exhaust Terious, for example, I can just overlay into Gaia and just keep poking effectively. Then going into the rank 4s, we have the 2 Silent Honor Arc. I still play 2 because this card saves my ass so many times that I just can't begin to consider cutting it to 1. So that is why I play it. The 1 Exeter Knight, because it wins games on its own. Like, it can single-handedly turn a game around. The 1 Emerald and the 1 Chain. Cards are just great. Kind of just a lot of standard rank 4 stuff now, to be honest. The Diamond Direwolf, the Cowboy, and the Dweller. So these are the last ones, really. And that is it. So I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. I'll be having more artifact-based builds coming up very shortly. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the deck down in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.